Hey guys, welcome to this very special live show with the brand new Audi RS3, and I'm here with Anthony Garbus. Hi Anthony.
Hey Rowan.
How's it going? Say
Good.
hi to the people out there. Anthony, you are with Audi, and you are not just a product manager, but you are in fact a car guy.
I'm a car guy, for sure.
So Anthony's one of these rare people who not only is here to tell us about the car, but who also loves the car. So let's start with a walk around. Kind of tell me about the new RS3 and what makes it different from a regular, let's say, A3.
Sure. So we can start with what really changes from S3 to RS3. And so on the outside, there are a lot of design elements that change. And you can look at the front, and you can see right away, you see this honeycomb grille. Lower grills, center grille as well, in matte alloy optic trim around it. So I like to explain, S cars get alloy optic, which is a shiny aluminum style. Matte alloy optic for the RS car is one of the hallmarks, unique, reserved for RS models. You also see the Quattro script at the bottom of the grille. Every RS car you're going to see moving forward has that sort of a design element. And then this big, large blade at the bottom. That's further differentiation from the S3, and it's something that in the US we have standard on every car. When you look at the front fenders, they're also flared. These are wider than normal S3 because you're accounting for a bigger track of this car. So you have 20 millimeters more front track and 14 millimeters more rear track. So we had to flare the front fenders for that. And part of that track increase is from the offset of the wheel, but also 3 millimeters on each side in the front is from a stronger hub. Because when we had this massive motor that we put in, 400 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque, we had to also strengthen the suspension to handle this kind of power. And so that pushed out the wheels another 3 millimeters.
So the first question was, Anthony, how much is the base price?
So this is $54,900.
And when will it be available? Let's get that right out of the...
Now.
Oh, it's available
You can buy
right
it
now.
We sold some already. So they released earlier this month.
And these guys, just so we're straight, these guys came out in Europe, so they've been out for a while. This is just coming to the U.S. now.
So our production started before Europe, actually. So Europe went on sale right away. We're about the same time, actually.
Okay.
So we did a ramp up where we built a bunch of cars in advance. And Europe, of course, they're build to order. So they're just taking orders and building them out.
All right, before we get to the back of it, let's pop the hood because people want to know what's under the hood. Which
It's the heart of the car.
Yeah, it's the heart of the car. We got to talk about that.
So let's talk about this for a while.
And guys, keep in mind now, there are 3 variants of the A3 right there. There's the A3, the S3, and this is the top dog RS3.
RS3,
Yeah, just so we know.
So the heart of this car and the TTRS is this 5-cylinder motor, specifically designed just by Audi Sport. The only application for this is in the RS3 and the TTRS. And you have a really unique 5-cylinder because nothing else really has, like any other car in the US at the moment, is with a 5-cylinder.
5-cylinders are like gone.
They're
Volvo
gone.
had some, but you guys are the last ones left still building 5-cylinders.
And you get the most amazing sound from this motor. It's 1, 2, 4, 5, 3 ignition sequence, and it gives it that kind of lopsided, unique rumble to it, and it is fantastic. And we'll have to start up later. And
we'll start up at the end of this video,
Yep.
so stay tuned for that. You'll hear what this thing sounds like because it does sound good, and you can actually change the sound, right? You can change the way that the exhaust works.
So you have valves in the exhaust that you can open or close. So if you want to be a little more obnoxious or more subtle, you can adjust it accordingly.
Let me show them this engine here.
Yep.
So they see it. And the transmission, Anthony?
7-speed S-tronic, which is a dual clutch gearbox in Audi speak.
Okay, all right, nice. Of course, mounted longitudinally.
Yep.
To give you that quattro ability.
Yeah, and this motor would not fit. So it's transverse.
Right.
If it's longitudinal, it actually would not fit.
Transverse, sorry.
Yep.
I always get that backwards.
Yep.
I got that backwards always.
Yeah. So the TTRS and RS3 are transverse. And when you get to RS5, RS7, those are all longitudinal. And so if we tried to split this and put it longitudinally, it wouldn't fit. There's just not enough room.
Yeah. And let's call it the sister brother car to this, of course, is the TTRS, right? Which is basically the same powertrain.
It's the exact same motor and transmission. So when they build this motor in Hungary, in Győr, it doesn't know if it's going in a TTRS or RS3. They're identical. And then everything is done tuning-wise, adaptation for the specific model.
What's this color called? It's gorgeous.
This is Aura Blue Crystal Effect.
Wow, that's a long name.
Yeah, so the crystal effect, it's a little triangular metallic in the car, and it gives you that really good depth to it in the paint.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now let's go around and talk about the brakes and talk about the rear of this car. So this is a package, right? These red brakes.
So this car has what we call the dynamic package, where I have staggered fitment wheels. They're matte titanium finish, red brakes, and the sport exhaust system. That's $1,600, and everyone ordering this car is going to check that box because you want the sport exhaust on this car. The staggered fitment wheels are great. They improve a little bit of your acceleration and your handling. And the red calipers are an identifier to show that you have this package.
Now let's look at the back. So talk to me about what makes this different from a base A3 or even, you know, an S3.
Well, so yeah, we always start from the 4-cylinder S model and work up from there. So you have a different rear lip spoiler. It is larger, more aerodynamics accordingly for the RS3. The rear diffuser also is different, and you see you have high gloss black and the matte allopic trim across the bottom, and then also the black oval exhaust pipes. So when you get sport exhaust, your exhaust pipes go from chrome to black, and that's an identifier to show you have sport exhaust. And every RS model always has oval exhaust pipes. So with an A model, you have 2 circular dual exhausts. On the S model, you have quad exhausts, so 2 on each side, and the ovals you have with RS models.
What's the top speed of this car?
So this one as it sits is 155.
Yeah.
If you get the Dynamic Plus package with ceramic brakes and direct TPMS, your top speed limiter is 174.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
All right, let's go inside here. I'm gonna give you the key so we can start up. You get behind the
Sure.
driver's side and I'll get in the passenger side. And let's start up. It's gonna be hot out here, otherwise we'll die. So these are lovely seats. That diamond pattern is just gorgeous.
So this is unique to the RS model and it's standard what you're seeing here on every car.
That's cool. Look at that. Oh, the exhaust sounds good. We'll get it from the outside in a second. Differentiated from, let's say, an S5, S3.
So there are a few things on the inside. First, in the virtual cockpit, you have specific gauges, which you can see here. So you have your engine data, horsepower and torque, then you also have a G meter. And so what it's showing you right here in the red is the maximum G's that have been recorded in the last time you drove. So 1.2 G's of braking. Hold on, can you see it on this side?
Right
there we go.
Yeah.
To the right a little bit. And there we go.
There we go.
So 1.2 G's of braking, 1 G of acceleration, and then you see 1 G of left. So you have a lot of power and grip from Quattro and the massive acceleration of this car too. And great brakes.
Now this car has launch control, right?
It does.
And with launch control, you said you can hit 1G.
Yeah, and you see here they're hitting a G. I'm sure it's from last time they launched control here before we got here. People having fun.
How does launch control work in this car? Is it easy?
Simple.
Yeah, tell me about it. How do you activate it?
Maybe we can do it.
Yeah, want to try it?
Let's go.
All right. Wait, no, you can't do it. We can't know because we're on Wi-Fi and we'll lose.
Oh, we'll lose signal.
Yeah,
that will be fun for us.
That'll be fun
but not
for us,
your readers.
But the viewers won't be able to watch.
So it's easy. You put it in sport. Transmission in sport. You tap that.
Yep.
So stability control goes to sport.
Yep.
You don't want to turn it off all the way for your own safety. And then you left foot brake, mash the throttle. It'll go to about 4,500 RPM. So you can do it, but not actually do it.
Yeah.
So 3.5, then you let go, and it goes.
I love that sound.
Yeah.
So how fast will it go from 0 to 60 when you do that?
So officially we say 3.9.
3.9.
But people will see 3.7.
So you're underrating it, maybe.
Always.
Always. Okay.
Always. And that's because you will always hit 3.9 seconds. So it's not like it's that one time with 70 degrees with the right asphalt and perfect tire pressure that you get one number that you have a hard time replicating. You'll consistently keep hitting 3.9.
That's cool.
Car. And it's faster than an M2 and it's faster than a CLA 45.
Which is what this competes against.
Yeah, I mean, core competitor really is a CLA 45 because it's 4 doors and has the same type of setup. Where an M2 is, a 2-door coupe and it's a little bit more sporty oriented. So it kind of straddles the middle between a TTRS and a RS3.
Have you driven those two cars?
I have.
Yeah, and how would you compare this?
M2 is a fantastic vehicle.
It is.
And everyone who drives it would agree with me. I mean, great dynamics. There's a lot more technology and luxury in an RS3 than you see in an M2. And that's where you see the M2, you're really buying just your chassis more so than the luxury and the materials in the car. This is a much easier car to live with every day. 4 doors, it can be more comfortable. You adjust the suspension, you go from comfort to sport if you want to. And that's where then you see a TTRS, which then goes fully more towards the sport aspect of it than everyday usability. And that's merely from the chassis and the application.
Let's talk about the different drive selects. This has magnetic adjustable shocks, right?
Yeah, so let's go into individual and we can adjust here. So you can adjust your engine and transmission. So dynamic in Audi speak is sport mode.
Right.
And then suspension control, this is when you adjust. So really soft, normal, hard, if you really want to go that way. steering. This is for your weight of your steering, Quattro. So specific to the RS cars is really unique application of software for Quattro, and that is where you can adjust essentially how much power you want to send to the rear. And so in dynamic mode, it'll let you oversteer and overdrive the rear wheels a little bit, so you get that rear bias feeling.
Yeah.
And so the goal is then when you're coming out of a turn, you feel the car push you instead of pull you, and it really gives you those dynamics that you look for. And then engine sound is just, this is how you adjust the flaps of the car. So open them
so
up.
dynamic is loud.
Dynamic is loud. So dynamic is sport.
Yeah.
Comfort is comfort. Auto is normal.
Yeah.
Auto is really normal in Audi speak, and dynamic is sport.
And the cool thing is, obviously, this is not unique to this car.
Mm-hmm.
Every Audi has this sort of,
Yes.
especially if you have the adjustable suspension, then you get the adjustable dynamic, the different kinds of
You
modes.
always will have those modes. It just depends on how much you can adjust based on the application or the equipment in your car.
Can you get this car in a manual?
No.
No, just automatic.
And that's because there just isn't demand for it.
So people, unfortunately, you guys out there,
That's true. I
aren't
mean, we
buying-
have this conversation. I think we did it on S4, S5 as
all
well.
the time. Yeah.
People just aren't doing it. I want one, but all the times I have to separate what I want versus what actually is going to sell, and that's it's always the line we have to walk.
So once again, $54,900 starting price, and then
Yes.
if you option it out, you can probably get another 10 to 12 to 14K above that.
That would be very hard. This
Yeah.
one is sitting is about 62. So navigation and dynamic package.
Yep.
With paint and destination, yeah, you're in the low 60s. And so you have a car that runs sub 4 seconds, 0 to 60.
And you've got a
About
car with
6
4
years.
doors where you can put,
And
friends in the back.
I drove up here from DC to New York, and
Yep.
I hopped in the RS3 and drove, and I got 31 miles per gallon on my drive up. I put the suspension in comfort. It was great to cruise, great power, awesome sound, good luxury, everything you need. And so really, it checks all the boxes for the car that you would drive if you just have one car and need to do it all.
People are saying it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but look, what else can you get for that performance at that price? Not much.
Especially not much, you can get an M2, but you're not
Sure.
going to get all-wheel drive, right? So it's not going to be snow
Correct.
capable.
You can drive this all year round.
Yeah.
And you can use it for pretty much every use, except if you want to go off-roading, but you're not doing that in any sort of sports car.
All right, well, we promised the exhaust note, so let me head back and get the exhaust, and then all right, so let me get back to, I'll tell you when to give it a little bit of the gas.
Okay.
All right, let's hear what this sounds like. Go for it. Good. You guys called it an angry V8. I have to,
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
I have to agree, Anthony.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
And we will have a regular review of this up on our YouTube channel soon. And thank you, Anthony, for taking the time to chat with us.
Anytime.
Take care. Bye, guys.